going on, everyone? So today I'm going to be talking about what you would need to make $1 million inside of Shiba Inu. Let's get straight into it. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. So my last technical analysis here on Shiba Inu, I mentioned how we have a 50-50 chance to get up here to this top Fibonacci. It's a little bit over the previous all-time high down here. And you can see at that previous all-time high with Shiba Inu, it brought us up to 0.00008. So 4Z86, 4Z as in 4 zeros after the decimal place, right? So yeah, 4Z86. So that was the peak with Shiba Inu. We're about 85.3% away from that area right now. From the top down to the bottom. But from the bottom up to the top, we're about 600% away. So it's almost 600% gains, getting all the way up here to the previous all-time high. I personally believe in this altcoin season, meme coin season, bull run, that Shiba Inu can either reach its previous all-time high at the at the average rate. It could probably get to its previous all-time high, but at the most it could probably get up here to 0.00011, and that's the Fibonacci retracement all the way up here. When you take Shiba Inu from the swing high all the way up here, from the swing low to where it dropped, so that is where it's looking like. And then if we try to take this all the way up here, then you got too much going on. You just got too much going on if you try to take it from the all-time high. So I take it from the swing high from the previous run in 2024 all the way down to the swing low of when it was in 2023, and that brings our Fibonacci retracement all the way up to here at 0.00011. So 0.00011, that is what we're doing this analysis based off of, purely just that. We're not looking at Shiba Inu at $1, because obviously Shiba Inu can't get to a $1 with the current circulating supply, because that'll put the current market cap at $589 trillion. I don't know. I can't understand why people say Shiba Inu to $1. Like, this is mathematically impossible unless they got rid of almost all of the supply. So on my channel, I like to do realistic predictions, and it's not realistic to say Shiba Inu at $1, because that puts it at 589 trillion market cap. Let's be completely real here. And then if we say 1 cent Shiba Inu, that's $5.8 trillion market cap, and that is more than Bitcoin. So let's really be more realistic. We're not doing 1 cent inside of this market cycle, right? We're not doing that. All right. And then if we say 0.001, right, then that's 589 billion. Now 589 billion is more reachable, but it's still more than, well, it's like the same price of Ethereum right now, and I just don't see that happening inside the current market. Like, actually, no, Ethereum is less than that. So even the people saying 0.001 is possible during this market, like, no, not during this bull run. Like, I'm not discouraging you guys, but I'm just trying to be realistic here. So this is why we're talking about this, because there's too many people saying, win Lambo, I'm going to get a Lambo off of putting $1,000 in Shiba Inu. Like, are you really going to get a Lambo off putting 1,000 in Shiba Inu? Or are you going to get a Lambo off of putting 50,000 in Shiba Inu, which is more realistic, right? All right. So $589 billion at 0.001. And that is if we max out at 0.001. Remember, I'm predicting 0.0001. Other people are saying 0.001. 0.001 brings us all the way up. Like, look, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're still scrolling up, 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 up. You see how far that has to go? Like, that's an extremely high jump. You can't even see it on the chart until you go all the way up here. This is 0.001, and look at how tiny everything else is compared to it all the way at the bottom. So, and this is what people don't tell you when they're all these YouTubers making these videos talking about Shiba Inu to $1, Shiba Inu to 1 cent, Shiba Inu to 10 cents, Shiba Inu to 0.001. Like, they're not showing you the math of what it would take, the amount of money it would take to get Shiba Inu to $1 is impossible, because that amount of money is not even in Bitcoin. You would have to take the whole entire crypto market cap, and you would have to take Apple, well, not Apple, actually, the highest one, I think, in the stock market. You'll have to take the S&P 500 and throw it in there with the whole entire crypto market cap to get $1 Shiba Inu. And this is what I wish these YouTubers would stop doing this and lying to people, because, when you're watching videos, you're not watching the video so you can do the math yourself. You're watching the videos because they're providing the value with the video and showing you where you could get, but they're not showing you how much money it would take to get there. So in order for Shiba Inu to do 1 penny, it would have to be tremendously high. Like literally, it's actually ridiculous that people make these videos lying to people like this. But anyways, 5.8 trillion. We're not doing 1 cent. We're not doing 001 either, because then that would be 589 billion. And that's why I want to be more realistic and say Shiba Inu at 0.0001. That's a 58 billion market cap. Now I've made videos previously in the past pushing the issue of 100 billion market cap, because I think 100 billion market cap could actually be reachable for Shiba Inu. Like Dogecoin almost did it itself. So we know, like, if we do 0.0002, a little bit more realistic, but I like to look at the Fibonacci retracement because that's an actual technical level that we actually had the possibility of reaching. So that's why I say 0.00011. And that's why I'm doing this prediction based off of that. So that's why I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. That puts us at a 64 billion. Mind you, Dogecoin has already did like a 90 billion, right? So actually for this, let's do 0.0002. This is what we're going to do. So how much money would you have to have in Shiba Inu to get $1 million at the price of 0.0002, 3 zeros after the decimal place and a 2? How much money do you need to get to $1 million at 0.0002, which is a $117 billion market cap? So this is the type of stuff I like to do. I like to give you guys real numbers and like to actually run through the numbers with you guys, because a lot of YouTubers are lying, telling you guys 1 penny, 10 cents, $1. Anyways, let's get straight to it. So look at this. Now, let's say you took let's just go with $1,000, right? You took $1,000 and purchased at the current price point. And let's just bring this up. This would be a lot easier to have it on this so you can see the price. So we take the current price point of 0.1234, 6. We're not even going to do 6.7 because it's going to drop a little bit more. So 0.000 4 zeros and then 126, right? That gives you 79 million SHIB, all right? And then you multiply that by 1,231. That is the price that we're trying to get to. Oh yeah, remember I said 2. So 0.0002, which is $117 billion market cap. $117 billion market. That's at the very peak that we could quite possibly reach at the very most, right? So we might not even get to that market cap, but if SHIB does everything right, we can do it during this bull market altcoin season, meme coin season. Let's get it. That would be $15,000. So you put $1,000, and then at the very highest that SHIB can get to at this bull market, in my personal opinion, again, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this is financial advice, but at the very height of the bull market, at $117 billion market cap, 0.0002, your $1,000 will go to $15,000. You're not getting a Lambo, all right? You're gonna get you a nice little Honda Civic, right? A nice little 2015, 2018 Honda Civic at that. You're not even gonna be able to get a 2025, right? So yeah, that's what you're riding around in. Not Lambo, you're riding around in the Honda. All right. Maybe you can do some mods to it, but you ain't doing much. All right. So now let's go ahead and take the same amount of 0.0001. And let's say you had $10,000. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be that much more. $158,000. I can do it in my head, right? All right. Divide that by 1,232. That gives you 50 million SHIB multiplied by 1, 2, 3. Actually, wait. Let's back up on that. I actually missed it. $10,000 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 6. That gives you 793 million SHIB. I know I did something wrong. So 1, 2, 3, 2, $158,000, just like I told you. I did it in my head. And then I can tell you, this is $10,000. Your $10,000 at the height of the market, right, will go to $158,000. So your $10,000, and this is how I'm finding it out. Like, if you want the actual math, you can see what I'm doing. $10,000 divided by the current price multiplied by the future price equals the amount of money that you're going to have, right? So again, I took the $10,000, I divided it by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 6. That's the current price of SHIB, right? Giving you 793 million SHIB coins multiplied by the target price of 1, 2, 3, 2, which is $158,000. So you can turn $10,000 to $158,000. This is when you get closer to your Lambo dreams. But let me tell you, when you get that money, you do not want to buy you a Lambo. If you're in the U.S., you're going to be in the highest tax bracket, 37%. Like 37% is going to the government. So when you make $1 million, like you're going to give $370,000 to the government. So you're not do not buy a Lambo. Like you make $1 million, realistically, you're keeping about $600,000 of that. All right, you're keeping about $600,000 of that if you make $1 million in the United States. I don't know about you other countries that don't have high taxes. Like we can't get away from it in America. Like we go anywhere, we are on a citizen-based taxation. We can go to the Grenada Islands, we can go to Malta, all these other places that people talk about where you can get lower taxes. It's not happening in America. Foreign income tax inclusion, whatever it's called. You can do that, but you have to be outside of the States for like 350 days or something like that, right? Something crazy like that. And then the first like $100,000 is tax free. But anyways, that's just a little bit of tax stuff. I'm not a financial advisor, neither am I a tax advisor. You're gonna have to find someone else for that. All right, $10,000 going to $158,000. Cool. But let's say you're someone who wants $1 million. Take your $100,000 and divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 6. That gives you 7,936,507,936 Shiba Inu coins. So pretty much 7.9 billion Shiba Inu coins, right? And then you multiply that by your target price. 1, 2, 3, 2. That gives you $1.58 million. So if you want to be a millionaire in Shiba Inu, you better have a good $100,000. Now, let's say you want exactly $1 million, right? You can maybe take 80,000 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 6. Gives you 6.3 billion coins multiplied by target price, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1.2 million. But we don't even have to do that because remember, you got taxes. So let's go ahead and do it again with $100,000 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, or 1, 2, 6. 7.9 billion coins multiplied by 1, 2, 3, and 2. 1.58. And then we can go ahead and see how much you were to be paying inside of taxes. Remember, you're paying 37%. So remember this number right here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this number, right? And we're going to calculate your taxes in the highest bracket if you're in the United States. 0.37, because 37% is going to taxes. And also, remember state taxes. I live in Florida, so I ain't paying no state taxes. I don't know about y'all. That is $587,000 in taxes. And if you want to see how much you would have left, just go ahead and subtract it by how much money you had at first. So you would literally have you would need $1 more to be a millionaire. That's actually pretty crazy. But yeah, this is what you would have left. $999,000. You would have $999,000 left. So remember, this is how much you have at the peak of the market for Shiba Inu if everything goes right at 0.0002, $117 billion market cap. If you put in $100,000, your $100,000 would go to $1,587,301. But then after your 30% taxes to the government, after they rob you for 30% of your money, like you're paying $587,000 to the government, for money that you made. But anyways, we're not even going to talk about that. Yeah, that's what it is. Just go ahead and subtract what you had previously. Boom. So 37% of $1,587,301 is $587,301, leaving you with $999,999. So it pretty much leaves you with $1. You need like 40 more cents. And if we really want to be accurate here, you need 37 more cents. So if you're trying to be a millionaire, you can't pull up with just $100,000. You're going to have to add an extra 37 cents. After taxes, you got to add an extra 37 cents. So you better come proper. You better come right with 37 cents, because if you don't, you ain't about to be a millionaire. But this is what you need. Stop listening to these YouTubers that are telling you you can get to $1 sheep. Stop listening to them, because I see so many people say, I'm not selling to $1. I'm not selling to 10 cents. I'm not selling to 1 penny. And I'm not calling anyone stupid for thinking that's possible. But what I am saying is these YouTubers are leading people astray. Like, they're leading you all on the wrong path, because they're not showing you the actual finances behind this. It is physically impossible for Shiba Inu to get to the price that they're talking about. And we're gonna run this back, like Turbo, run that back, Turbo. Check out the video I did on the Turbo coin also. Run it back, Turbo. Look, I can't even believe people are trying to like fool people like this. Like it's actually pretty crazy. But 1 penny is so much money. Look, million, billion, trillion. If we were to get to 1 penny, we literally need $5.89 trillion market cap. And that's unless we can burn almost all Shiba Inu coins. We need to burn almost everything. But we cannot do that physically because so many people have so many coins. Most of the coins is inside of the holder's hands. So how are you going to burn those coins when they're held by you? Unless you're going to burn your money and throw it in the trash. Millionaires are going to burn their money, throw it in the trash. Exchanges are going to burn their money and throw it in the trash. Then possibly it could happen, but who's going to be left to hold the bag? Who's going to be left to actually get the benefits of it? So yes, we do have some burn addresses like this, but we still have to look at this holistically. It's just not possible unless we get this to like 99% burned, 90% burned. I don't know the actual number for that, but you know, we got to burn a lot of coins, right? We got to burn a lot of coins. We have a burn wallet, right? And it's a lot. There's a lot of coins burned, but we need to burn more than just a lot. We need to burn everything. Everything's got to burn. Everything's got to burn, right? And let's go ahead and do some math just on the burn wallet here. Just on the burn wallet. So on the burn wallet, you can see we have, this is million, billion, trillion. We have 410 trillion coins in the burn wallet. You also got to think about how many coins Shiba Inu started with. Shiba Inu started with a lot of coins. Like, look, this is million, billion, trillion. Shiba Inu pretty much started with 1 quadrillion coins. The only reason why this says total supply 589 trillion is because so many coins have been burned. 410,000 or 410 trillion coins has already been burned. So when I'm doing the math for everything that's circulating. I'm not doing the math for the burn wallet. I didn't even include the burn wallet. So even for us to get to $1, we have to burn more than what we have in the burn wallet. Like we have to burn this. We don't have to burn this. We already burned this, and I did not calculate this in any of the calculations. I only put the circulating supply into the calculations. And I'm going to show you again. Look, this is the burn wallet. We're not even considering that. Because if we did, then I would have to do the math for 1 quadrillion coins. But I'm not doing that. I'm showing you guys what we would have just with the circulating supply. And this proves we cannot get to $1. We will physically not get to million, billion, trillion. We will physically not get to $589 trillion market cap in Shiba Inu. We will not do it in any lifetime, right? Now, 10 cents. We will physically not get to 58 trillion coins. Look, million, billion, trillion. Or not 58 trillion coins, but 58 trillion market cap. We will physically not get to 58 trillion market cap. So we will never get to 10 cents unless we burn almost everything, 99% almost everything, right? And then 1 penny, now you're looking like, okay, we could do it if we burn 90%. We don't got to just burn 99%. We can just burn 90, right? But 5.8 trillion coins or 5.8 trillion market cap. That's a lot. $5.8 trillion. Bitcoin's not even at that. What makes you think we can do that when Bitcoin's only at 1.8 trillion market cap? So we got to be a lot more realistic here. And we just got to understand that a lot of these YouTubers, they either A, just don't know math, or B, they're just doing clickbait to get views so they can get ad revenue. And that's the sad reality of YouTube with a lot of these different crypto influencers. They're literally just focused on ad revenue, and they're lying to you. This coin will not get to $1 unless 99% of the supply is burned. And 99% of the supply getting burned is physically impossible. Why? Because Robinhood owns 3.92%. How are you going to burn 99%? Everyone in the world can burn all their Shiba Inu. But if Robinhood doesn't burn, it doesn't get the 99%. And then if they burn, well, where's the coins at? Who has the remaining of the coins? Only the people that had like $5, they have the remaining, and now their $5 is all of a sudden worth $1 million. That's not fair. So it will never get to $1. Let's be honest. Shiba Inu is not going to get to $1. Baby Doge is not going to get to $1. It's the same thing with Baby Doge, even more so with Baby Doge. 420 quadrillion inside of total supply. That's actually crazy. And for people to think $1, $420 quadrillion market cap, that doesn't make sense. We don't even have that much in the world. Like everything in the world would have to go into Baby Doge. Then all the buildings in the world would have to be scrapped and then sold. And then we would have to take all the fish in the ocean and sell those. But where are we gonna get the money from? We're gonna have to print more money. Like it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Right. So yeah, this is just me trying to put some reality back in here because there's too many influencers in social media and YouTube talking about $1 SHIBA INU. Let's do it. Let's get it. It's not gonna happen realistically. And yeah, that's the same thing with a lot of other coins. Like if you look at Dogecoin, a dollar is definitely possible with Dogecoin because that's $149 billion market cap. $10, it is the top meme coin, so give it some time, and Dogecoin can eventually do 10. That's 1.4 trillion in market cap though, so give it a few cycles, and Dogecoin will probably be that high in a few cycles. I'm not gonna lie, Dogecoin, it's a beast. It'll probably get that high in a few cycles. This cycle, Shiba Inu is not getting that high this cycle, and neither is Dogecoin. They're not getting that high this cycle. But in this cycle, I think Shiba Inu can surpass 100 billion, and then get up to where we were talking about, like 117 billion inside of market cap. I think could be possible for SHIB in this cycle. So that's just just had to put some reality back into this space. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button and subscribe, and also make sure you unsubscribe from the people telling you that we're going to do $1 because they're actually lying to you, and either they just don't know what they're talking about and they're just putting out wrong information, which I guess is not too bad because they're not doing it on purpose, or they actually know it physically can't reach $1 and they don't care and they'll just lie to people just so they can get ad revenue. If they're just lying to you guys, then okay, you can stay subscribed. Well, I mean, no, if they're just lying to you, don't stay subscribed. Like, actually unfollow them. But if they just are ignorant on the fact and they don't know like the actual math behind it, and then they find out and they're like, oh wait, we can't do $1, then that's all right. All right. But yeah, hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, all that good stuff. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know who in the YouTube world is telling you $1 Shiba Inu. Actually put it down there so we can like call them out. But yeah, I can't call them out myself because I ain't trying to start no beef. But yeah, put their names in there. This person said $1. This person said $10. This person said 10 cents. This person said $100. So yeah, let me know. Anyways, I'll be back with another video.